Good morning, friends. I'm glad you're here with me this morning as we're going to talk about how Jesus was talking to his disciples about judging things and wishing people would, how we sometimes wish people would do things in a different way instead of maybe listening to ourselves and letting God change things. So, first thing we're going to do is do our gathering song. I'm going to play through an intro, and then Ann's going to help us sing through it once, and then we'll get into today's lesson. All right. Good. Whenever you're watching this, it's for me. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, I've got on a different shirt. That's because Ann and I recorded the the gathering song and the going song yesterday. Um, Today we have a parable, and I wish I had the parable box because this is a very good parable in that I'm going to teach you a couple things about the story here. I hope, or impart my fractured fairy tale look on this um, very challenging parable. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and read it to you. It's from the Gospel of Matthew, and Jesus is teaching his disciples, and as Geraldine shows us when we're in church, and she might have it at her home when she does the parable box. It's gold and it's precious. Parables are precious. The reason parables are precious is because we get a different idea. We get a different idea of, or every time we read a parable, we learn something new, or we throw out an old thought and get a new one. And especially if we read scripture with others. That's what I love about um, Sunday school is that you read scripture with others, and everybody brings a different idea. It's like okay, we're going to have a dinner. Well, everybody knows what a dinner is, but let's just see what you bring, and then everybody bring your favorite food, and so everyone brings their favorite, and it's all so different, and you get different interpretations, and it's beautiful, and so that's what a parable does. Now this one, I'm just reading the first part. I'm not old enough to handle the second part, and plus, here's the other thing I want you to learn: parables are precious, but not everything in the Bible um, you have to. Um, this is a tough one. Not everything in the Bible. You can walk away from things in the Bible if something says to you that just doesn't sound right to me, down here in your stomach almost. That just isn't. That's just not doesn't sound right to me. You have permission to walk away, okay, and say, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that passage. And I'll bet somewhere along your life, as you read more, you'll go, oh, now I get what they're saying. But at a first reading, if it sounds um, bad to you, I was about to say repugnant. You can look that up or ask your parents, what's repugnant mean? Um, you have permission to walk away from that. Okay. All right. So I'm walking away from the second half. We're just going to deal with the first half. So here's what the scripture says. Okay, and I better get moving along. We're already so. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. So somebody snuck into his garden there, or moved into the neighborhood. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. So wheat grows and it forms the grainy top. When I was your age, I grew up in western Kansas, saw a lot of it. In fact, we had an elevator in our backyard almost. And me and my friends, when we were between 7 and 9, played in those wheat fields. Um, anyway, so the owner of service came to me and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" And he says, "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them?" "No," he answered, "because while you're pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn." And by reading this a second time, I just had another thought about this passage. What it could possibly mean. Just that one part. Let them grow together. So, sometimes we have questions, sorry, I need to turn off I'll do it later. I was going to say I need to turn off my email because I keep getting, and I'm like Doug in Up. Did you see the movie Up? Where, squirrel. So anyway, I got to watch it. All right. Sir, do you want us to do something about those weeds? There goes the neighborhood. Here come the weeds. Here they come. Now they're moving in. What do you want me to, let's go get them. Let's go get rid of them. And what does the owner say? No. Because while you're pulling the weeds, you may uproot some wheat. In other words, when you go after people, everybody gets hurt. So this is wait. Let's wait till the harvest. And then this is my new insight into this. It says, at that time I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles. I wonder what's going to be weeds then. I wonder if they'll be able to tell them apart. Because a lot of weeds look like wheat. And a lot of wheat looks like weeds. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn. Wait until the harvest. Do you want us to get rid of those people? Do you want us to? No, they're so different. They talk funny. They look funny. The foods they cook smell funny. Do you want us to get? No. I want you to learn to live with them. I want you to love them because they're my creatures. They are my creation also, just like you are my creation. And at the harvest, we'll figure it out. I wonder if there's going to be any bundles left to be burned. That's what I wonder. That's my insight into this. See, the first recording that I made of this was I was way over here. Now I'm way over here. And that's what parables are. That's why they're wonderful. And that's why this was so much fun sharing it with you. Thanks be to God. Okay, now it's time in our service where we get to talk to God. And I'm going to go ahead and light our candle here. There we go. Our candle is now lit. And let's look at it, think about it. And I'm going to say a quick prayer. I pray for the day when we stop judging others and start embracing our differences and live together in harmony and everybody has enough. So let's go ahead and have a moment of silence while you say your prayer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the candle out. And say thank you to God. And the smoke we got some good smoke there. And the smoke rising reminds us that God is everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and do our going song. I'll play through it one verse and then Ann will help us out singing the rest of it, or singing it through once. Okay. May the grace and peace of Christ be with you.